This video is about Introduction to Arithmetic series. Question 1. A ceramic tile floor is designed in the shape of a trapezoid, 10 feet wide at the base and 20 feet wide at the top. The tiles 12 inches by 12 inches are to be placed so that each successive row contains one more tile than the preceding row. How many tiles are necessary? We know the first row, there are 10 tiles. Second row, 11 tiles. And the very top row, we have 20 tiles. So basically, we are looking for the summation 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. You can add them up, but it will take a long time to complete. We know this is an arithmetic sequence. Let's analyze this arithmetic sequence first. When you add 10 plus 20, that's 30. 11 plus 19, that's 30. 12 plus 18, 30. 13 plus 17 is 30. 14 plus 16 is 30. So you can use 30 times 5, then you plus 15, equals 165. If you notice for this arithmetic sequence, the average equals 15. Then 15 times the number of terms, 11, we will get the same answer, 165. Basically, this is true for an arithmetic sequence. The average equals the first term plus the last term over 2. Let's go to B. How many tiles are necessary if the top row has usable n tiles and the bottom row has usable 1 tiles? As we know, usable 1, usable 2, usable 3 to usable n are arithmetic sequence. We will use this fact. Average of arithmetic sequence equals usable 1 plus usable n over 2. Therefore, the sum of this arithmetic sequence, S sub n equals usable 1 plus usable 2 plus usable n equals usable 1 plus usable n over 2. This is the average times the number of terms, that is n. Let's organize. N over 2 times usable 1 plus usable n. We call this is an arithmetic series. Series is the sum of all the terms in the sequence. S sub n equals usable 1 plus usable 2 plus usable n. If this is an arithmetic sequence, then we have S sub n equals n over 2 times usable 1 plus usable n. Let's go to question 2. Find the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 100. We know this is an arithmetic sequence, so we can use this formula. The first term is 1, the last term is 100. Altogether, there are 100 terms. So 100 over 2 times 1 plus 100. Answer will be 50/50. For B, find the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 and 2 plus n. Get the average first, 1 plus n over 2, then times n. We organize. N times n plus 1 over 2. For C, find the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 until n minus 1. Average 1 plus n minus 1 over 2 times n minus 1 because there are n minus 1 terms. Organize n times n minus 1 over 2. Let's figure out another form for arithmetic series. We know u sub 1 equals u sub 1, and u sub 2 equals u sub 1 plus d. U sub 3 equals u sub 1 plus 2d. Go to u sub n equals u sub 1 plus n minus 1d. Then we add together. U sub 1 plus U sub 2 plus U sub 3 plus U sub n, that is S sub n equals. How many U sub 1 we have? We have n U sub 1. So adding all U sub 1, that is n times U sub 1 plus. This is 1d, 2d, 3d until n minus 1d. Basically, we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n minus 1, then times d. Use this formula. We will get n times n minus 1 over 2 times d. So we have n times n minus 1 over 2 times d. Let's organize. Take n over 2 out. You will get 2 u sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. We know the other formula for S sub n equals n over 2 times u sub 1 plus u sub n. If you know u sub 1 and n and d, you got to use this formula to figure out arithmetic series. If you know u sub 1, n, and the last term u sub n, you got to use this formula to figure out the arithmetic series. You could say no matter which formula you want to use to figure out the arithmetic series, you have to know the first term and the number of all terms. Let's talk about series notation. We know series is the sum of all terms in the sequence. S sub n equals u sub 1 plus u sub 2 plus u sub 3 plus u sub n. We also use sigma to show the sum. S sub n equals, this is a sigma notation. Read as the sum of u sub k as k goes from 1 to n. In other words, this equals u sub 1 plus u sub 2 plus u sub n. We have two kinds of series notation. S sub n, that equals u sub 1 plus u sub 2 plus u sub n. We can use sigma notation. the sum of u sub k as k goes from 1 to n. For this sigma notation, the sum of u sub k as k goes from m to n, that equals u sub m plus u sub m plus 1 plus u sub n. For s sub n, we can use sigma notation, but for certain sigma notation, we cannot use s sub n to represent.